Feature fight time. To the middleweight division we go. The numbers presented by Rasha for Will Santiago versus Dakota Cochrane.
Will Santiago with a 1-inch height advantage, however, a 2-inch reach disadvantage. That's not that big of a deal for this size. The guys in this weight class very even on the tail of the tape, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for our feature fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Presented to you by Russia, the official recovery and performance partner of BKFC. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, an even 173 pounds. His impressive bare knuckle fighting record stands at 6 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, here is Dakota Cochrane. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears red, black, and green. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 174 1/2 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 2-0 with 1 fight even. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Lawrence, Massachusetts. Here is Will the Brown Bomber Santiago. And our referee in charge of the action, Big Dan Mergliata.
Will Santiago told us, I have to be aware of Dakota Cochrane's power punches as he lunges forward. But when he lunges forward, he also leaves openings. The bell, sporting touch of hands, round number 1. Black and red trunks for Will Santiago. Black trunks for Dakota Cochrane. See the movement on the outside for Santiago. Cochrane holding center circle. Very measured start. 2 very accomplished, 2 very intelligent fighters.
Definitely looking for openings, looking for holes.
There's the lead hook from Dakota Cochrane. Cochrane, there's the entry. That is exactly what Dakota Cochrane wants, the explosive entries with power. Active rangefinder jab from Santiago, circling out. Jab right back from Cochrane. Cochrane, you can see, sitting on that rear right hand, widening his stance. Cochrane slowly trying to cut the ring of Will Santiago. Feint from Dakota Cochrane. Cochrane to the inside right hand. Swing and a miss. There's the counter left hook. Big shot on the inside. Jab right back from Cochrane.
You can just see how powerful Cochrane is when he throws those punches. Man, it was inches away from getting a knockout.
35 seconds remaining, round number 1. This is our feature fight of the evening here in the middleweight division. Left hook, that was well blocked by Will Santiago. Santiago to the body with the jab. 20 seconds remaining, round 1. So subtle movement again, left hook, and that drops Will Santiago.
That didn't even land flush. I don't think Santiago was hurt. Just caught him off balance.
7.
But that just shows the power.
Good. Put your hands up.
Dakota Cochrane.
Let's go. Let's go.
Mandatory 8 count from Dan Mergliata. 10-second clock. The clock, the bell. A look from Mergliata to our timekeeper here at Mohegan Sun, and that ends round number 1.
Like I said, he landed a little left hand. Like I said, it didn't look like it hurt him very bad, but it just knocked him off balance. That is the power.
go.
Okay,
Your
corner
fight.
Let's see how Will Santiago has to adjust in this fight. He has problems dealing with his power. He's got to get inside,
Total
land
line,
some
gentlemen.
power shots, get back out.
Back up a little bit, total line. Ready? Ready? Knuckle up.
He cannot just keep moving and wait for his opponent to hit him.
Round number 2. Santiago immediately in the far reaches of the ring to start round number 2, where he spent much of round number 1. Cochrane coming forward again, full stocking mode. There's the right hand, the left hand. Big shots on the inside. Santiago with the right hand now exploding forward, exploding to that jab on the canvas. This is ruled as a slip by Morgliata. Right back to it. A jab from Cochrane. Cochrane again to the mid-range, lead left hook.
Push down on his head.
Huge left hand. Santiago throwing big in return. Lands the overhand left as Will Santiago now into the clinch.
Don't push down myself, okay?
Morgliata keeping this middleweight fight moving. 60 seconds remaining, round 2.
And Santiago just seems to be searching for answers at this point. He's landed some hard shots against Cochrane. It doesn't seem to bother him at all.
Santiago on the canvas. Next rule, the slip by Morgliata. On the right hand. Overhand left from Santiago.
Don't push down on his head.
Santiago dipping his head, then lands the left hand, right hand. Heavy now with the half-time plum goes Dakota Cochrane. 30 seconds remaining, round 2. Overhand right, left hand, hard explosive entry from Santiago. Good turn along the ropes from Cochrane. Cochrane left hook. Santiago dips his head right into that right uppercut for the second knockdown in this fight.
There's just a huge power difference. When Dakota Cochrane lands, he hurts you.
8. Good? Put your hands up.
And Will Santiago has landed some hard shots. Power shots.
Knuckle up.
Quick assessment from Morgliata, giving to Santiago. Again, the 10-second clap, the bell, the complaint from Morgliata, and we are through 2 rounds.
All right, now I want you to keep your head up, all right? You gotta keep your head up. You're getting knocked down because you got your head down here, and all you have to do is throw a nice little uppercut at you, okay? You gotta keep your head up.
Relax, take a deep breath.
You're yourself out.
Fill your lungs up right now.
Put your head
Slow your
up.
breathing. Let's go. Slow your breathing. Let's go.
Can't hit you if you have
The
your head
corner
up, okay?
of Santiago telling you keep your head up. That's why you keep getting knocked down. But I think he's just such in a bad position because he knows his punches are coming. You can't see where the punch, when your head's down, you don't see it. It's a punch you don't see that hurts. Dakota Cochrane pushing the head down, landing the
Deep
uppercut.
breaths. Okay. 2 rounds down, 3 to go. All right. When you start touching, go hook, hook,
Will
and big
Santiago
hook,
gets in the position where he cannot
When you
see his
start throwing
opponent. He
that
needs to jab his way out, get back into position, reset it. You can't just keep your head down. If you don't see your opponent, you're going to get hurt.
Let's go. Over here. Turn around. Put your feet on the line. Total line, gentlemen. Ready? Ready? Knuckle up.
Round number 3. Dakota Cochrane dropping Will Santiago in round number 1 and again in round number 2. Tuck under from Santiago, left hand. Santiago trying to time that left hook, overhand right.
Santiago trying to do what he does best, go power shot. It's difficult when a guy's bombing back at you.
Santiago moving from ortho into southpaw. Overhead right, high arm block from Dakota Cochrane. It's offensive. Santiago taking himself to the canvas on the swing and the miss. Chris, as offensive as Dakota Cochrane is,
Knuckle up.
now this is a BKFC bout. He is very elusive defensively.
Yeah, he's been hard hit, but even when he does get hit, it hasn't really had any effect on him.
Big overhand left from Santiago. And to your point, Q walks through it and drops Santiago for the 3rd time in this fight.
Santiago looks like he wants no more.
7.
Santiago says he'll lock it up. Morgliata breaks off his count. And victory number 6 in BKFC for Dakota Cochrane.
Doesn't even change his attitude or his demeanor at all. Dakota Cochrane, I love it when we do the interviews with him. Just doesn't seem to pay attention to fighters. I mean, just look at that power. Doesn't even have to land clean shots. When he lands just a little jab, that's all it takes. This guy's a different level. Like I said, You can see Santiago didn't like what was happening the entire time. He kept ducking his head down. He's a good fighter. He knows not to do that. But you have to sometimes when you're getting hit at all levels. So I got to do whatever I can to avoid that shot. He couldn't do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the blue corner steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 1 minute 3 seconds into round number 3. For your winner by TKO, Dakota Cochrane.
The call out of BKFC's dominant middleweight champion Dave Mundell, who's in attendance tonight after a dominant performance in victory for Dakota Cochrane. Knockdowns of Will Santiago in rounds 1 and 2 to the 3rd round finish. The winner by way of round 3 TKO, Dakota Cochrane defeats Will Santiago.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
It's always crazy. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Bare knuckle fighting ain't for the weak. It's about pushing limits, training harder, and staying sharp. You don't hold back in the ring, so why hold back in life? This energy boost hits harder than a left hook. Bucked up in BKFC hard-hitting pre-workouts, energy for any moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for our feature fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Presented to you by the world's creamiest stout, Forged Irish Stout. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 175.6 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Springfield, Massachusetts, here is Pat, the Gorilla Ninja Casey. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and orange. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, 175.3 pounds. He holds an undefeated BKFC record at 2-0. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado. Here is the undefeated Marcus Bad Intentions Edwards. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Marcus Edwards told us, I believe this fight will be about both Pat, Casey, and myself being aggressive, fighting in the center of the ring. Edwards said, I believe I will be faster than Casey. Round number 1. White trunks for Pat Casey. Black and orange trunks for Marcus Edwards. Left hand from Casey after bouncing against the ring ropes. And just off the mark from Casey. These are two very powerful 175 pounders.
Very fast, very explosive, because it's very compact. I feel like I can already tell Edwards is moving better than he has in his last 2 fights.
Left hand that was on his shoulder. He's resetting to the inside, overhand right, just missing from Casey. Fighters throwing big early, 120 remaining, round number 1. Dragging the knee, now the left hand down off the canvas. And a big push from Andrew Glenn. See how Glenn rules this. He rules this a knockdown.
That was awkward. Looked like Edwards kind of fell down and then he stepped up and landed a punch.
See your hands. Step over here.
The result is a knockdown, right back to it, sporting touch of hands. Edwards, very low stance, wide stance in the center circle. Casey jab to the body. Back Casey. There's the duck under. Just off the mark from Edwards. Both fighters resetting.
Watch your fingers, guys.
To the body. Casey brings the fingers forward to the eyes of Marcus Edwards. Edwards landing the left hand. 30 seconds remaining, round number 1. This is our feature fight.
With that southpaw versus right hand, the way Casey keeps leaning the head down, you need to see that left uppercut from Edwards. That would do the damage.
Edwards now trying to mirror the hips of Pat Casey, trying to cut the ring. Good fluid movement from Casey. Fluid movement as well from Marcus Edwards. Big left hand on the entry from Edwards. Casey throwing back with the right hand. That ends round number 1. A sporting touch advantage as they did before the start of round number 1. Now the start of round number 2. Fighters immediately to the jab. There's the clean entry left hand counter right hand from Casey after Edwards landing the flush.
Well, that's what this fight's all about. Either from the southpaw, that straight left hand, or the counter right hand from the orthodox fighter. Stepping outside that lead foot.
The feint step from Marcus Edwards. The jab from Casey. Edwards resetting on his striking line. Coming forward, there's the right hand. Big right hand, knockdown number 2.
Clubbing shot with that right hand.
5, 6, 7, 8. Good.
Let's see how fast Edwards comes for this finish. If he feels like he's hurt enough to jump on him right away.
Edwards immediately to the mid-range. There's the duck under from Casey. Hard right hand. Almost a wizard throw from Marcus Edwards. Into the ring ropes goes back Casey in the reset. The fighters in the center circle. Edwards off the jab. Jab right back from Pat Casey. Edwards continually exploding in with the entry punches, Chris.
Makes it difficult because Casey keeps dropping that head down. See if Edwards continues to come forward and starts throwing that left uppercut.
Hands high and tight for Pat Casey. Casey active with the lead left hand. Step in right hand from Edwards. Casey down. That's ruled a slip immediately by Andrew Glenn. 15 seconds remaining, round number 2. Edwards now down. And that's ruled a knockdown by Andrew Glenn. 2-1 on the knockdown count.
6, 7, 8. You good? Step over here. Knuckle!
The bell, that ends round number 2. Both fighters continue to throw after the bell.
Once again, Sean, I love it. Somebody's getting up off the canvas to win this fight.
Okay? Remember, even if you don't feel like taking that one from underneath, fake it from underneath and bring it over the top. Same hand. Look, fake it from underneath, bring it over the top.
11 around when both guys get knocked down.
Huh? You had
That's what you get when you watch BKFC.
Okay. Now look at me. Go out
People
there,
coming forward, trying to put on pressure.
Do me a favor.
You get one guy gets knocked down, he feels like, I can finish this guy. Got to be careful. That's when you're open. When you get
From a judging perspective, Chris, 3 Colorado judges see the 2 knockdowns canceling each other out. Then they have to determine who they felt won that round, independent of those 2 knockdowns.
Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, here we go.
Marcus Edwards dropping Pat Casey once in round number 1. Dropping Casey in round number 2. Then Casey, final seconds of round 2, dropping Marcus Edwards. To round number 3 we go. Big right hand from Pat Casey. So the shuffle step from Edwards. Just trying to stay fluid. Double right hand from Casey. From Pat Casey, to the clinch. Glenn just telling both fighters, keep it clean.
I like to see that uppercut, that left uppercut from Edwards. Casey keeps dipping that head down.
Right hand. See the swelling. Corner of Casey's left arm. Big right hand. Knockdown number 3 of Pat Casey by Marcus Edwards.
Yep. Oh, did he call a knockdown?
I think he did. Slip. Casey cut under his right eye. Still 2-1 on the knockdown count this fight in favor of Marcus Edwards. Heavy to the clinch. Double unders from Marcus Edwards. Gets the separation from Andrew Glenn. 55 seconds remaining round 3.
Edwards keeps coming with that straight left, and Casey doing a good job of ducking low, avoiding that straight left, or that straight left hand.
See the diversionary tactics. The extended left arm of Marcus Edwards. More playfulness now from Edwards. He's not clowning Casey. These are diversionary tactics. Right uppercut on the entry from Edwards. That was effective. Casey on his back foot. To the body.
Casey was hurt in that situation.
He cut. Flowing freely. See under Casey's right eye. Another big right hand. Closing seconds, round number 3. Flaming right hand from Marcus Edwards. Casey resetting. The bell. We move to round 4.
I think Casey did a very good job at the end of that round of not going down. It looked like a couple times he could have tasted the canvas, but Edwards couldn't get the knockdown.
Papa Bear. Yeah, it was a short little hook.
Look at that good straight left hand. There's just that power. Edwards pushing his opponent around. That called a slip.
That was ruled a slip by Andrew Glenn.
Casey running forward, trying to counter. He's got his head above his, too far in front of his feet.
Hey, one more sip. One more sip.
Very important when you're fighting. Get your feet underneath your head.
All heart, okay?
You can generate way more power.
Staying on the rope too much, though, okay? All right, gentlemen, here we go. Round 4. Round 4, gentlemen.
Confirmation, round 4 is upon us.
All right, guys, round 4. Here we go. Knuckle!
Two very talented 175ers in our feature fight. Marcus Edwards versus Pat Casey. So about BKFC for both men. And on the entry from Edwards.
Edwards with some thunderous shots.
Chris, Edwards has been at his best timing those hard, straight entry punches. And you see the diversionary left-hand position of Marcus Edwards. Edwards hard left to the body. Sitting on the ropes, and that is not ruled a knockdown by Andrew Glenn. Now Edwards goes down. The awkwardness of this fight continues.
And Sean, usually if you're sitting on the ropes due to a punch, that is a knockdown.
Andrew Glenn saw Pat Casey sitting on the bottom rope, told him to fight on, not ruling a knockdown. Edwards then going down. That was ruled a slip.
Casey's hurt right now. He's fighting, he's trying to fight through, but he's hurt.
Big right hand, and that is a clean knockdown.
I think it's called a push. I think it called it a push, yo.
Oh, time called by Andrew Glenn.
It's a nasty cut.
He did not rule that a knockdown. He ruled it a push, a slip, and now Glenn calls the medical timeout.
We're good? Okay, you ready to go?
Medical clearance.
All right, here we go.
Said physician from the Colorado Athletic Commission. 4 continues, time in, 55 seconds remaining, round 4.
Feel like Edwards is definitely in control right now. I love him when he started to throw those left hands to the body.
Hard right hand, down goes Pat Casey. That is most definitely a knockdown.
Most definitely a push, that's what he's saying.
Right hand again from Edwards.
I can see Edwards throw that left hand just like he did right there. That lands, he's gonna knock him down again.
See the slice on the forehead of Pat Casey.
Casey just being tough as nails, not wanting to go down.
Edwards trying to gable grip his way out of that clinch. He does. The restart from Andrew Glenn. 15 seconds remaining, round 4. Casey nearly on the canvas. With a slip, right hand. Clean to the body, counter left hand to the head from Pat Casey. Edwards coming forward. Measuring the right hand overhand right misses from Casey as we move to the 5th final round.
Several opportunities for Casey to go down, and he denied them all. Just showing a lot of toughness. Edwards landed a lot of clean shots.
Take a drink, here. Hey, last round, baby. You okay? Hey, look at me. You okay? All heart, okay? 5 minutes. Ready to go, Marcus. Just don't let him recover. You got a free hand. Keep this one high. Put him away with this one. Put him away. Big breath. Big breath.
He just went down. You ready for the next shot, right? It was all over him and around.
Yeah, in and out, all day.
Okay. 5th and final round upcoming. officially, there have been 3 knockdowns in this fight. Edwards dropping Casey once in round 1, once in round 2, closing seconds in round 2. Casey dropping Edwards.
Sean, I feel like there's been maybe 3 more knockdowns in this fight. But I love what I heard from the corner of Edwards. They said, you need to take him out this round. Put him down. He's not going for a decision. He's trying to go for a knockout. That's what we want to see.
Here we go. This is
Great sportsmanship between Edwards and Casey. 5th and final round underway.
Telling you that jab for Edwards has been on point.
See double his right hand, stiff left hand, Casey down. See how this is ruled by Andrew Glenn, a timeout. Now there was a punch to the ground at Pat Casey. The question now, did Andrew Glenn see the punch come after the knockdown or after a push, which would be a slip?
But you can't hit him when he's on the ground. You good?
Definitely something was called. That was not considered a knockdown.
Not ruled a knockdown.
The way that Casey drops the head, avoids the power shot, gets out of the way, makes it difficult.
Hard to the body, Casey bouncing against the ring ropes. Clean right hand from Edwards. Casey coming back with the right hand. Casey down, that is most definitely not a knockdown.
That would have been great if he called him 1-3. Just to show that.
Definitive rule of slip by Andrew Glenn. These are 2 really talented fighters, but Chris, this is a really awkward fight.
Oh man, you got that right-handed versus southpaw can make it very difficult. That's what you see. Both these guys are powerful, strong. Neither one wanting to go down.
Right hand getting through from Pat Casey. Edwards trying to time that right uppercut. Open chested entry now from Marcus Edwards. Overhead right. This is from Casey. Tried to pull back that punch mid-flight.
You can feel like Casey's just trying to get to the end of this fight, taking a beating.
Casey taking himself to the canvas, and how is this ruled by Andrew Glenn? Ruled is a slip. Glenn telling Casey, get up, fight on. We do fight on. People are booing. I'm just not sure if they know why they are booing.
Casey's just trying to get to the end of this fight.
Step in right hand from Pat Casey. Final seconds of our feature fight. Marcus Edwards on the right hand. Now a spinning back fist from Pat Casey. All we need is a switch kick. That is the end of our feature fight.
That fight was all over the place. A lot of people hitting the canvas for only 4 knockdowns. What was there, 10 times people on the ground?
Fighting can be odd, Chris. 2 ultra-talented fighters can produce very awkward fights. Well, there were 2 terrible fighters can produce great fights. It's very interesting.
Sean, there was a lot of powerful shots being landed in that fight. A lot of entertaining. Those guys are high level. When you get 2 high-level guys, it's difficult to land hard shots. That's good defense. If you're just out there trading punches, that's easy. But these guys both were high. You can see Edwards threw a lot more, landed a lot more. Looked very good. That was the best I've seen him look, I feel like. Even though he didn't get the knockout, he fought a better opponent. And just head strikes, he's definitely out throwing it, that landed his opponent.
Our strike stats presented by Bucked Up Energy. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 5 rounds, our judges at ringside scored the fight 50-43, 50-42, and 50-43. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Marcus Bad Intentions Edwards.
Felt like Edwards looked like athletically, that was the best we've seen. He moved well. Looks like he had a lot of cardio. I look forward to seeing him continue to progress.
Nice moment between these 2 very talented fighters. So 50-43, 50-43, 50-42, but what that results in, as all 3 Colorado judges seeing it 5 rounds to 0 in favor of the victor, Marcus Edwards. Officially 3 knockdowns, 2 recorded by Edwards. Pat Casey, though, most definitely had his moments, including dropping Edwards' latter stages of round number 2. A rugged fight in our feature fight. The winner, by way of unanimous decision, Marcus Edwards defeats Pat Casey.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Welcome to BKFC!
Blackout Coffee, the official coffee company of BKFC. Strong and never bitter. Small batch roasted, founded on American values.
Blackout coffee, baby.
I'm not gonna sip it. That's delicious, bro.
Drink Blackout Coffee. Visit www.blackoutcoffee.com to learn more.
Our tale of the tape is presented by Russia for Felipe Chavez versus Derek Findley.
And Sean, this is intriguing. Even though Chavez has a 4-inch height advantage, it's a 2-inch reach disadvantage. I really favor Findley that you can get in there, you can throw those overhands, you can land on the chin of the taller fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for our feature fight. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Presented to you by Russia, the official recovery and performance partner of BKFC. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and gold. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 166 pounds even. He holds a BKFC record of 2 victories opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of the Windy City, Chicago, Derek Superman Findley. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, an even 165 pounds. He is undefeated in the squared circle at 2-0. Fighting out of Albuquerque, Mexico, by way of Socorro, New Mexico. Here is the undefeated Felipe Chavez. And our referee in charge of the action, Sid Ware.
Derek Findley told us, I will continually target the body of Felipe Chavez, hooks, uppercuts, and jabs.
Ready? Knuckle up!
The bell, round number 1. Black and white trunks for Felipe Chavez, black and gold trunks for Derek Findley. Both fighters showing their poise. Measured start, there's a big right hand from Chavez. Immediately to the inside after taking that right hand, Findley. Bring the cable grip up down the side, headlock from Chavez. Fight off from referee Sid Ware. On the other hand, Chavez driving pressure. There's the separation from Ware. Check hook to come forward for Chavez. True to his word, as he told us in our fighter meeting, exploding in, right back out. Findley, you see his right hand open, left hook. Chavez cut under his right eye, big left hand. Guillotine position, a little bit of a squeeze from Chavez. Separation from Sid Ware.
Like Findley about did the double leg. He didn't like that guillotine choke.
Findley, rangefinder jab. Flick jab from Chavez. Overhand right, swing and a miss. Good elusiveness from Findley on the duck under. Heavy into the clinch. There's the cable grip from Chavez that does not get the separation from Sid Ware.
You see just the power from Findley. I haven't seen him land a clean punch, but those little inside punches might have caused that cut.
Chavez very heavy in that clinch. On the restart from Ware. Both fighters back to the center circle. 35 seconds remaining, round 1. Swing and a miss once more from Chavez. He's continuing to load up on his power punches. Tentative jab from Finley, really a rangefinder. There's the 2-1 from Chavez, that was clever. Finley from the clinch, right hand. Chavez, Chris, being very physical, very heavy on the inside. Separation again from Ware.
But it appears that Finley's just laying back and letting his opponent use that energy.
Final seconds, round number 1. Swing and a miss from Finley, taking himself off balance. Chavez to the inside right hand just before the bell that ends the first round. This first round nearly continuing. Finley having words with Chavez, felt that he was punched late.
Knock that off right now. Gotta think about the body.
Cutman extraordinaire. Also BKFC, 125-pound fighter extraordinaire. Our friend G. Perez, one of the most popular people in all of BKFC, working on that cut on the face of Felipe Chavez.
Sean, very fortunate for Chavez. That fight is underneath the eye. They usually don't stop him for that. It's only when that blood pours in the eye makes it difficult to see.
There you see the great Diego Sanchez, a contemporary of yours, Chris, in the UFC, also a BKFC veteran. Diego Sanchez, the first cousin of Felipe Chavez, but Chavez says, I consider him my brother. Round number 2. Finley by design, taking himself off from scratch backwards. See, the right hand continues to stay open for Finley, looking to catch and return.
He's looking to counter, he's looking to parry those shots.
Chavez off the hook jab. That was clever, almost a bullet punch with the right hand from Chavez.
Chavez just trying to manhandle Finley, push him around.
Again, Chavez has had 10 pro MMA bouts, none for Derek Findley. Jab again from Chavez. Swing and a miss from Finley on the duck under. To the inside, you see the underhook and driving pressure once more for Chavez. Heavy along the ropes. Sid Ware being put to work in our feature fight at 165 pounds. The jab of Derek Findley. 55 seconds remaining, round 2. Feint from Chavez. Overhand right, duck under again from Findley. Finley trying to stay heavy now on the head of Felipe Chavez, left to the body. A little disquiet from this Albuquerque crowd, a very pro Felipe Chavez crowd. A jab once more from Chavez.
Finley just does such a good job of blocking those jabs, doesn't look rattled at all.
And from Chavez, swing and a miss from Finley, but then lands with the right hook to the body. They're telling Finley, watch the low blow. Now that's ruled as a low blow, an exceedingly rare blow in BKFC is ruled by Sid Ware. It was the right hook to the body from Finley.
See the replay. Yeah, looked a little low. Doesn't look intentional. Finley was just ducked down underneath that post and trying to throw right hand in the body.
Great replay from our producer, director extraordinaire on our A+ crew, Jonathan Evans and company. Low blow. Just a warning is issued to Derek Findley from Sid Ware. Ruled unintentional. No histrionics from Chavez. We fight on. Time in. Final seconds, round 2 now. Big left hands from Derek Findley. Clean on the knockdown. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Here comes the count from Ware.
Chavez is hurt. I don't think he's getting up. Nope.
The count of 10. 3 straight wins with emphasis in BKFC for Derek Findley.
And that came out of nowhere. I mean, that was totally against the flow. He finally just didn't take it when his opponent was pushing him to the fence or into the ropes. He said, I'm just going to turn him around, and landed a couple powerful shots. Like he could have done that at any time. He was staying relaxed, staying calm. He said, no more, no mas. I'm taking control. Threw his opponent into the ropes and landed a couple shots.
Hey, man, they've been talking shit the whole time. Sorry, y'all.
And that just really quieted this crowd, Sean.
Let's go. Let's
Derek Findley showed his poise, his composure. Felipe Chavez was very physical, very dominant in the clinch. Closing seconds of round number 2, Findley found his opening Chris, and he took full advantage.
Just a couple of hard left hands. He got hit with a good right hand. I think he said, nope, I got to change this flow right now. I don't like the way it's going. He threw his opponent into the ropes and landed a couple hard shots. And this guy is extremely powerful, and he has, you get to see these big old hands, these big mitts. When he lands those on you, it hurts.
One of the truly beautiful things about this modern revival of the great sport of bare knuckle is led by BKFC founder and CEO David Feldman, is that you can take whatever your respective combat sport is and adapt it to BKFC. You can be a great from the UFC like you, Chris Lytle, be successful. You can be an A-list boxer like Derek Findley and be successful.
But that's the thing, Derek Findley, what he had to do, he had to change his style and go, okay, this isn't boxing, this is bare knuckle fighting. And what did he do? He learned how to use that inside fighting. He learned how to use that inside physicality and throw people around, just like he did in that situation. He threw the opponent in the ropes, he turned, he landed a couple nice little clean shots that landed. That's all you need to do in bare knuckle. He did it, he won.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sid Ware, calls a stop to this fight after reaching the count of 10. At 1 minute 59 seconds into round number 3. For your winner by KO, Derek Superman Findley.
Felipe Chavez was controlling this fight in the clinch. Physical, heavy pressure. Derek Findley, though, showed his poise, his class. He saw the opportunity and he took full advantage to the finish. The winner by way of round 2 KO, Derek Findley defeats Felipe Chavez.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
It's always crazy.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Something that I work on throughout my camps called the Raja. It's super key for me. It's really helped me.
My name is Dr. J.R. Rivera-Dehenia. RASHA stands for Reciprocal Antenna System for Holographic Activation. Key benefits that athletes can receive is stress relief, relaxation, reduce inflammation, less performance anxiety. If you're interested in upgrading your performance, come visit us at therasha.com or our Instagram.
Forged Irish Stout brings you the numbers for this, our co-main event of the evening. In the lightweight division, Bryce Henry versus Robbie Peralta.
And it's not only 6'3" versus 5'7", Sean, it is that reach advantage. 80-inch reach, what a weight span to 69. This is huge. Henry has to stay long. He cannot let Peralta get in to where he can land those hard shots.
Bryce Henry, 3-0 in BKFC, 6-0 in pro boxing. Henry told us, I'm going to utilize speed and excellent punching accuracy, but above all, I'm going to use outstanding technical boxing to win this fight.
He wants to be clean with that boxing too. Nice, tight, everything beautiful out there. He wants to throw a lot of check hooks and uppercuts because he knows his opponent's coming in with that head down, trying to land those shots.
Bryce Henry said of his opponent, Robbie Peralta, his style is based exclusively on straightforward aggression. I'm going to stop that with the jab. I'm going to throw step-back uppercuts. I'm going to showcase my footwork, showcase my intelligence.
Usually Bryce Henry's so nice out there, complimentary of his opponent he's fighting. Not this time. He said this is the first time he's really wanted to hurt his opponent. Didn't like some of the things his opponent was saying online. He said he's going to really prove why he's one of the most dangerous people in BKFC right now.
Bryce Henry said, not only do I know how to throw a jab properly, I know when to throw my jab. To get our co-main started, we send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the co-main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Presented to you by Forged Irish Stout. Not here to take part, here to take over. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and copper. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 155.9 pounds. He holds an undefeated bare-knuckle fighting record at 3-0. Fighting out of Escondido, California. Here is the undefeated Robbie Problems Peralta. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out the blue corner. Tonight, he wears blue and white trimmed in neon green. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, 152.3 pounds. He holds an undefeated pro boxing record at 6-0 and is undefeated in the squared circle at 3-0. Fighting out of Broward County, Florida. Here is the undefeated Bryce Baba Yaga Henry. And our referee in charge of the action, Big Dan Mergliata.
This is the quintessential style versus style fight. Bryce Henry 6-0 in pro boxing. Robbie Peralta, an 8-fight UFC veteran. Both men undefeated in their sport of bare knuckle. Round number 1. Blue trunks for Bryce Henry. Black trunks for Robbie Peralta. Dipping his head.
Man, you can already see the way that Peralta's trying to come in, but these jabs are landing before he can even get near getting inside.
Already you saw Henry taunting Robbie Peralta, sticking his finger towards the face of Peralta, sticking out his tongue. More playfulness, even clowning from Henry. We're not even 30 seconds in yet, Chris.
And those feints really freezing. Well, that jab is really keeping at bay Peralta. He can't come in because he keeps getting jabbed.
Peralta on the overhand right, left hook to the body. The lateral movement of Bryce Henry. Overhand left off the mark from Peralta. The change right hand. Heavy front shoulder switch of stances from Henry. 110 remaining, round number 1 of our co-main. We're in the lightweight division.
You can already see the left eye. Peralta's already starting to close.
Henry with a very tall stance. Big stance for Peralta. And trying to look for the entry. Just the quintessential style versus style fight, Chris. The quintessential range fight. Showing his patience. Peralta takes that left hook. Peralta now resetting in the center circle. More clowning from Henry. Overhand right, short left hand, big shots. Now this is exactly where Peralta wants to be, but over the neck. Henry draws the separation from Dan Mergliata. Peralta cut under his right eye. Strong in the left eye of Robbie Peralta.
Jab is just so fast and so accurate right there.
Also continually looking for the entrance. You see the educated head movement of Bryce Henry. Henry looking away in mocking fashion, not even making eye contact with his onrushing opponent, Robbie Peralta. The bell, the end of round 1.
You see Peralta bleeding from multiple places right there, and it just didn't even look like it was hard for Bryce the way he was landing all those shots.
Here. Let him sit down, Robbie. Sit down,
Robbie did a good job of landing some body shots right there, push the pace, try to get inside, but such a good defense right there for Bryce Henry, just blocking most of those shots.
You okay?
Eating some of the body, but it didn't seem to bother him at all.
Yeah.
Peralta's got to work to get inside
here, spin the
and
bucket.
stay inside.
Here, spin the bucket right here.
Lorenzo Hunt,
You can't be outside like that.
two-weight class world champion in BKFC.
Looks like he's got him some hype men back there, Sean. I think you need a couple hype men back here behind you.
John Cougar Mellencamp, great Grammy-winning artist, is to our left. I wonder if he would.
All right, gentlemen, let's go. Hold the line.
I wouldn't ask him. I'd pass on that if I were you.
Ready? Total line. Time.
Time called by Dan Bergliata, medical timeout. This is to assess that left eye of Robbie Peralta.
Yeah, well, he's got to go. He's not fucking. He has to get inside. He has to stay inside. He has to be inside. I keep telling you. Stay there, Robbie. Look at guys down. They're gonna stop it. They're gonna stop it. He hit him the first. Oh, you heard the doctor, right? Hit him.
Protect that eye.
Robbie came
Peralta
out.
apparently could see the 2 and the 3 being held up. That's good enough for this fight to continue.
Well, he knows he has to come forward now because they're close to stopping. He understands it. There's a sense of urgency right now that he better have.
Number 2 underway, you see Henry is talking to Peralta. Big overhand swings from Peralta, and Henry is pulling back. Henry staying long, staying straight, staying off the jab, and there's a lead hook.
Look at that reach, and he knows how to use it.
Peralta valiantly trying to look for the entry. He just cannot find it thus far in the fight with 1:25 remaining round 2.
I really like those feints right there that Bryce is throwing. Some of them are low, some of them are high. You just really don't know where the punches are coming from.
Jab again from Bryce Henry. Both fighters in the center circle. Peralta trying to close the distance. Henry trying to maintain the distance. And again, you see the mocking smile. Double jab, 1-1-2 from Henry. Credit, Peralta's taking some big shots, Chris, and he's still coming forward.
Those are painful shots right there. As you come forward, you get hit.
Big overhand swings and misses from Robbie Peralta. Now 40 seconds remaining in round 2.
Peralta's having to waste so much energy trying to get inside, throwing these bombs, and they're missing.
Peralta's left eye is now almost fully closed. And you see that mocking smile on the face of Bryce Henry. That's out of character for him.
Like I said, Peralta really upset him with the online talk before this fight. He said he wanted to hurt his opponent. He never says that before.
Peralta with his straight stance, hooking the body. Peralta lands the left hand. He shakes his head no, walks away.
Even when the punches landed, it doesn't seem to bother Henry.
Side movement for Henry to the bell. We are through 2 rounds.
So on that eye, I don't know if they're going to let that go. It looks like you can't even see out of it.
Dr. Don Musi, Chief Medical Officer of BKFC, is now in the corner of Robbie Peralta, assessing that left eye.
Can't see.
The Peralta corner is just above our commentary position.
Can't see.
That eye looks to be fully closed, the left eye of Robbie Peralta.
Looks like they're talking about it right now. I don't think he can see. I don't see any way he can see out of that left eye right now.
You're not strong. Let you finish this one then. Here, spin here.
I'm gonna bring him in again.
Maybe if this were,
let him go strong. That's it.
if we're like Rocky, they can Mickey could cut it for him. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see if this is one of the punches that does the damage.
You got 2 minutes, Robbie. Go in there and get him. Come on. You gotta get him, Robbie.
Beautiful left jab right there. Beautifully placed. That's what Bryce Henry does. He knows you have an injury, a problem. He went right for it. Exactly what he needs to do.
This fight will continue.
I think they're going to have the doctor look at it right away.
Now the medical timeout before round 3 begins, called by Dan Bergliata. Dr. Don Musi working with the Florida ringside physicians.
And I just heard their corners say, we don't need that eye. I don't think they're going to let that
This fight is over. It is masterclass in victory for Bryce Henry against a phenomenal opponent in Robbie Peralta. And Bryce Henry cruises to 4-0 in BKFC.
And Sean, the thing that pops into my head is effortlessly. That just looked effortlessly. He just continued to do what he wanted to do, threw hard shots, control the pace, control the range, but he didn't look like he was even trying out there or breaking a sweat. I mean, I'd hate to see this guy when he really has to beat in a dogfight because he hasn't had to do it yet. He's just been in there dominating at all facets of the fight, in my opinion.
Bryce Henry is 23 years old. He's 6-0 in pro boxing, and he's now 4-0 in BKFC. Against an 8-fight UFC veteran in Robbie Peralta, who entered 2-0 in BKFC, 3-0 in the sport of bare knuckle. Henry barely took a punch.
Peralta did a good job of continuing to come forward. He tried to get his game plan going on. It just every time he tried to take a step forward, he was eating jabs, and like I said, it was almost effortless. Is how it appeared right there for Bryce Henry. He's playing around, he's dancing every time a punch is thrown at him.
Out!
I'd like to see him push, but I'm not real sure who he had was gonna do it at this point, Sean.
Bobby Peralta showed toughness, showed heart, took big shots. He wanted to continue, but we could see it between rounds 2 and 3. His left eye was completely closed. That is the fight. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of our ringside physician, referee Big Dan Mergliata calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 2. For your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Bryce Baba Yaga Henry.
Bryce Henry told us in our fighter meeting, I'm going to utilize speed, punching accuracy, and technical boxing. Mission accomplished with emphasis. The winner, by way of second round TKO due to physician stoppage, Bryce Henry defeats Bobby Peralta.
Tonight, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship makes its long-awaited return to the Heartland, a city hungry for jaw-dropping fights. Omaha, Nebraska, the gateway to the West, becomes the gateway to war, with some Titans looking to forge their path to superstardom and others attempting to protect what they've already built.
This is my top contender fight. In order to get this W, we're both going to have to go down in the trenches, fight as hard as we can. We're going to be taking some hits, giving some hits. Yeah, it's going to be fight of the night for sure.
My goal is to step out of that squared circle, be impressed and proud of myself for my performance. And at the end of the day, it's a fight. We've both been in the squared circle. We know what to expect. I think it's going to be a firework.
Live from the Astro Theater, this is BKFC Fight Night, Omaha, Cochrane vs. Edwards. And it starts right now.
Fighting Championship is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Omaha, Nebraska, the gateway to the West, the home to the College Baseball World Series, and a frequent stop for the BKFC. Every time we come to the Midwest, it is a knockdown, drag-out night, and now we open a brand new venue. This is the Astro. And we kick things off with our preview. Two rock-solid bouts to kick things off, give you a taste of what's to come live on the BKFC app and Fubo Sports tonight. In our co-main event, it's a welterweight showdown featuring a major return. It's been over a year since 4-0 phenom Bryce Henry last competed in the squared circle. Here to welcome him back is Derek Finley, who's on a 3-fight win streak of his own. Explosive co-main in Omaha. And in our main event, one man will summit the middleweight mountain with a win. Dakota Cochrane is on an impressive 4-fight win streak, complete with 4 stoppages. But Marcus Edwards has a case of his own, why he should get the next title shot. 3-0 and as durable as they come. Something's got to give tonight here in Omaha. And we are in the brand new state-of-the-art Astro. It is the Astro Theater right here in Omaha, and we're so excited to open up this incredible venue. We already got a full house of fans, and we're going to set the bar for every show that comes through here. We're setting the bar very, very high here with the BKFC. And folks, the BKFC fight nights are known to be more intense and more intimate. That's because we have that ring of fire here. That is a smaller ring, about 2/3 the square foot of our normal ring. That means nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. It's non-stop action in that ring of fire, and this ring doesn't lie. Folks, what a night it's going to be tonight. But now, let's reflect. Just 2 weeks ago, we were in Dubai. Are you kidding me? BKFC Dubai, a 2-night extravaganza. So many highlights, as you can see. Great photos by our man, Nick Vespi, and they just show you how incredible it was. How about Homasi and Tello? Fight of the year. How about Britton Hart defending that title against Ty Emery? Austin Trout going 6 rounds and beating Carlos Trinidad Snake. Jessica Borga going viral, shocking the world with the very first female knockout, and then Kai Stewart just doing Kai Stewart things. That was an incredible 2 nights in Dubai. Of course, you can watch that on the app, but next week the show must go on and we go to Florence, Italy. Absolutely incredible. Just look at that scenic right there. And on top of that, some serious violence. Chris Camozzi defending his title against Andrea Bicchi, and what is being called a straight-up Rocky story out of Italy. You're going to love that main event. Rico Franco, Jimmy Sweeney, for the very 3rd time, the trilogy fight. Title is on the line. That's all going to be live on the DAZN app. Get it now. Do not miss this. We've been giving deals on DAZN. Get it because you don't want to miss anything that the BKFC has in store for you. And speaking of tonight,
We have fighters that are ready to come in here. We got fans that are losing it here in Omaha. So let's go ringside to the commentary team, Sean Wheelock and Chris Lytle. Gentlemen, this main event, Edwards and Cochrane, one of these men is probably going to be our #1 contender.
Fully agreed, Cyrus. Both of our main event fighters in the middleweight division are in form. Dakota Cochrane has won his last 4 BKFC bouts. Marcus Edwards undefeated in bare knuckle fighting championship. Chris, to add to the plot of our main event, these two fought in pro MMA May 2013. Marcus Edwards defeated Dakota Cochrane by first-round submission.
And Sean, that could mean everything in this fight. Sometimes when a guy loses, it in his head the whole time, I cannot beat this guy. Or it could mean absolutely nothing. That was such a long time ago, a different sport. And even sometimes that guy's like, I've been waiting for this for 13 years to fight this guy. All the motivation in the world. Only thing we do know about this is whoever wins this fight really puts himself in position for that title.
Tonight's fight odds are presented by KROGER, the official betting partner of BKFC.
And I love this, Sean. Very close, very tight odds the entire way through. I kind of like Alonzo Martinez at -186. He's fighting a guy who hasn't fought bare knuckle before. We'll see what happens.
Blackout Coffee presents the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting, administered this evening by the Nebraska Commission. Punching in the active clinch is allowed. All kicks, knees, and elbows are illegal, as are all takedowns and submissions. We open tonight with a bout in the featherweight division. Josh KREJCI versus Austin Peterson. Our tale of the tape is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
And this little odd, Sean, KREJCI does have a 2-inch height disparity, but he's got a 5-inch reach advantage he wants to utilize.
This is the BKFC debut for Austin Peterson. He's had 13 pro MMA bouts. Peterson holds the rank of black belt in Taekwondo. In our fighter meeting, Austin Peterson told us, I use elements of Taekwondo in my movement and my stance. In my pro MMA career, I will do the same here in my BKFC debut.
Well, he wants to use a lot of straight lefts, some jabs, overhand rights. Definitely wants to get in position. Feels like he wants to bait his opponent into getting in, throwing those overhand rights and counter with his own hand.
Peterson is naturally right-handed. He told us, I will keep switching stances. I will use that open-chested stance, hooks, lead uppercuts, overhands. I will utilize a mixture of, quote, dancing and brawling.
He feels like he has a very unique, very awkward style that's going to be difficult for his opponent to measure and figure out.
Fighting here in his home city, Omaha, Nebraska. Josh KREJCI now set for bout number 4 in BKFC. He's also had 4 pro MMA fights. KREJCI told us he is really focused on improving his cardio and training for this fight versus Austin Peterson in the featherweight division. KREJCI said, I want to be calm, but then have the ability to explode. I'm going to keep flowing from long range, move into mid-range, and then back to long range.
And that was another big point, not only the cardio, but the strength. Feels like he's been working on getting stronger, more explosive, in and out to mid-range like you talked about, but he feels like he's going to be faster, more agile, just better all around.
KREJCI said, I do not want to clinch, but if Austin Peterson clinches, then we are, quote, going to Brawl Town.
Has to utilize that left hook as often as he can.
To get us started here in Omaha, Nebraska, we send it to the always outstanding Jeff Houston.
Hello, hello, hello! Omaha! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Astro Theater in our favorite place to start a fight in the Midwest. And welcome to the most exciting combat sport on planet Earth today, Omaha, Nebraska. Welcome to BKFC Fight Night! We are set for our opening fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, an even 145 pounds. He holds an MMA record of 13 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Sioux City, Iowa, here is Austin Crazy Eyes Peterson. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears camouflage. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 148.2 pounds. Tonight he toes the line, ready for bare knuckle fight number 4. Fighting out of O'Fallon, Missouri, by way of Omaha, Nebraska. Here is Jarhead Josh KREJCI. And our referee in charge of the action, Brandon Funnensteel.
Austin Peterson told us, I expect Josh KREJCI to come forward aggressively, hard hooks with both hands. I have to keep landing as he does so.
Knuckle up.
Sporting touch of hands, round number 1. Camouflage trunks for Josh KREJCI in a very deep low stance. Tall stance on the outside, black trunks for Austin Peterson. Overhand right, there's the counter, double right hand from KREJCI. Low extended guard stance for KREJCI. On the jab.
The thing I'm noticing, Peterson has that head straight up in there. He's got to be careful. You see on that chin, he's going down.
Peterson 5'8" to KREJCI's 5'6". But as you see, KREJCI in a very low stance, just throwing 2, landing 2 to the body. Swing and a miss with the lead left hook on the entry for Peterson. KREJCI to the inside, big left hand. Big swings from KREJCI. Good pull from Peterson to elude that right hand.
And those body shots are doing so much damage for KREJCI. That's what happens when you have his opponent has that very upright stance. The body is wide open. Take what your opponent gives you.
Peterson keeping his lead left hand very low. Spinning back fist, and the apology that is illegal under this unified bare knuckle fighting rules set.
Peterson got caught in a bad spot. He knew had to throw that back fist, and that is totally illegal.
The right hand to the body. Oh! Big right hand, and there is the knockdown recorded by Josh KREJCI.
It was the body shot that caused the start of that. He is hurt badly.
The count of 8 from Brandon Funnensteel.
No.
We are done. Victory round number 1 for Josh KREJCI.
It was those devastating body shots that KREJCI was landing. Hard right hands to the body. People don't understand. There is no glove. There is no spreading out of that punch. It digs so deep when you hit. So, I mean, when you do that, when you land those shots, that causes just a split second where you drop your hands, and it was a headshot that finished. There's no question it was a body shot that caused the start of that. Look at the right hand. He's hurt. Oh, he dropped his hands. Yeah, you're not seeing too many people who are going to take body shots in that manner. Then just 2 hard right hands. KREJCI was just able to unload with right hands the entire fight.
And that was fair play to Josh KREJCI. Even though Peterson had turned his back, it was fight on from Brandon Funnensteel. The final right hand to the head on the knockdown, but it was the body shot, Chris, that really set forth that closing sequence of the fight for KREJCI.
KREJCI did a phenomenal job of going to the body. That's what his opponent was given. He kept the hands very high with upright stance. When you work that body, it always is a good thing because they're going to drop the hands and leave you a straight open, wide punch to the face. And with bare knuckle, that's all you need to do, Sean.
Austin Peterson tried to stay long, tried to land from range, and this is BKFC debut. Josh KREJCI, the low stance to the inside, aggression, far and away KREJCI's best performance now, and this is 4th BKFC bout.
Like to see KREJCI continue to progress because that was a next level fight for him, worked the body very well. I loved it.
Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Brandon Funnensteel, steps in, reaching the count of 10 at 1 minute 30 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by KO Jarhead, Josh KREJCI.
And we've seen it before, Sean. People in their fourth fight, they really start to figure out this sport. KREJCI really feels like he's one of those guys.
Quality win for the United States Marine Corps veteran from here in Omaha, Nebraska, Josh KREJCI. Austin Peterson stayed on the outside, tried to use his range, his creativity. KREJCI to the inside. He told us he wanted to be in the mid-range, landing to the mid-range, to the pocket, double right hands to the finish, set up by the body shot. In our opening bout of the evening, the winner by way of first round KO, Josh KREJCI defeats Austin Peterson.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. All the way live from Satellite 5 Pure Chaos today. It's another crazy jam-packed show. You never know what you're going to get here.
Going viral across the internet, I wanted to try it at least once.
So when they slap that, it makes it extra red kind of thing?
With all the different things we got going on, we're going all over the world.
And I'll beat the out of him. I'll give you 500. Fade the flag. We're here to break news, and I'll break necks if I have to.
OnlyFans brings you this exclusive look. Back of the house here at the Astro in Omaha, Nebraska. Bryce Henry, 4-0 in BKFC. He's in our co-main event at 165 pounds versus his fellow BKFC fighter and professional boxer, Derek Findley. Findley, 69 professional boxing bouts, and now enters this, our co-main event of the evening on 3 straight wins in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. It's tonight's co-main. You will see it live from the Astro in Omaha, Nebraska. Bryce Henry versus Derek Findley in the welterweight division. Omaha, truly one of the best fight cities in all of the United States. You're with us for our free view, our prelims. Scan the QR code on your screen now to watch our 7-bout main card, BKFC Fight Night Omaha. In the featherweight division, Jared Talent versus Trayvon KROGER. The numbers presented by OnlyFans.
And KROGER with a 6-head height advantage, but it's that 7-inch reach advantage he talked about utilizing, staying long, staying outside, making his opponent pay.
Trayvon KROGER now set for his BKFC debut. KROGER 6-0 in his pro boxing career. He's had 1 pro kickboxing bout, 9 is an AMI in MMA. KROGER told us in our fighter meeting, I'm extremely confident fighting off of my back foot. In this, my bare knuckle debut, I want to stay long, move off of angles, never move on straight lines.
Well, he wants to be all the way in, all the way out, utilize that reach, but like you talked about, MMA, he has a good clinch game, doesn't want to utilize it necessarily, but understands how to if he needs to.
KROGER said, I absolutely do not want to brawl versus Jared Talent. I feel I have the higher skill set. However, if we do somehow find ourselves in a brawl, I will have the advantage.
Feels like he's faster, better. The thing is, he doesn't want to let his opponent set his feet to throw those power shots. Just keep going, keep moving.
You hear the pop from this Omaha crowd for the fighter from relatively nearby Lincoln, Nebraska, Jared Talent. This is Talent's BKFC debut. Talent has had 5 pro boxing matches, 4 as a professional in mixed martial arts. Talent told us he feels he is a very high-paced fighter, Talent said active feints, constant head movement, my jabs as I come forward to work into the pocket.
He said he definitely has to get inside if he wants to win this fight. Use those overhands, those hooks, but he has to throw the body. That's what he wants to do, to get inside. You talked about feints, head movement. That's what he has to do to get in to work that body.
Talent is 5'9". His opponent is featherweight bout. KROGER is 6'3". Talent said, absolutely, my key to victory is to control and dictate the range of this fight.
He feels like the biggest advantage he has way more power. Get in and land those power shots.
Once again, Jeff Houston.
Fight fans of Omaha, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Presented to you by OnlyFans. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, 145.4 pounds. He holds an undefeated boxing record at 6-0, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, here is Trayvon Kid Cobra KROGER. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears white. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, 147.8 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 9 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Lincoln, Nebraska, here is Jared, the Natural Talent. And our referee in charge of the action, Kerry Hatley.
Jared Talent said, I have to be aggressive on the inside, uppercuts and hooks, constant combinations from the pocket. The outstanding MMA and BKFC referee, Kerry Hatley, bringing both fighters up to scratch in round number 1. Black and white trunks for Trayvon KROGER, white trunks for Jared Talent.
Good right hand, only land by Talent.
Step in right hand, big swing on the right hook.
And you can see the game plan, land that jab, and Talent was a throw bombs.
Huge swings from Talent. There's the stiff jab from southpaw. Coming forward aggressively from long range, Trayvon KROGER. The rear left hand. Big right hand on the step in from Talent on the overhand.
I am impressed with KROGER's ability to take those hard shots.
There's a big right uppercut that lands from Trayvon KROGER. Sporting touch of hands right back to it. 1:15 remaining, round number 1. Oh, 1-1-2 from KROGER.
Good right hand, but Talent just shook it off like it was nothing. Oh,
there's the knockdown.
6, 7, 8. That was odd.
The mandatory 8. A sprint for Jared Talent, telling Kerry Hatley verbally and physically he's ready. Now right back to it goes Trayvon KROGER. Knockdown number 2 on the right hand.
Talent is coming in with reckless abandonment and he's paying the price.
Mandatory 8 count again from Kerry Hatley to Jared Talent. Talent pulling out his mouthpiece. The circle right back to it. 24 seconds remaining, round number 1.
I mean, Talent is taking massive damage, but he's delivering it as well.
To the inside. There's the right hand. Good pull from KROGER. Knockdown number 3.
Felt like that was a slip. Nope. Looked like his leg slid out from underneath him.
7, 8, 9.
Up at 9.5. You just heard the 10-second clack. The assessment from Kerry Hatley. That is the end of round 1.
That was all over the place, Sean. I cannot believe how many times Talent landed just bombs against KROGER. KROGER just didn't look like it bothered him at all and knocked his opponent down 3 times. What a round. Sean, you have to love these early fights. These guys don't have much BKFC experience, but it's all heart. There was that powerful right hand. Talent just shrugged it off, but then he got hit again and he went down. Here's going to be the second knockdown. Just beautiful counter right hook. Ended clean. And here was the last one. Didn't know. I didn't think it did much damage, but got up at the very end. So, yeah, it looked like more of a slip to me, but I guess he did land the punch. So he got up at 9.5, so he obviously wasn't feeling it.
Officially 3 knockdowns. Recorded by Trayvon Kroger versus Jared Talent in round number 1. To round number 2 we go.
Kroger has got to be careful not to get hit with so many of those big, powerful shots. He's winning this fight.
Jab immediately off from scratch for Trayvon Kroger. Big right hand to the left from Talent. Talent continuing to swing big in the pocket.
Just when I said that, Talent landed 2 big punches.
There's the right hand, left hand. Against the ropes, still swinging big, circling out as Jared Talent. And again, these are huge right hands being thrown by Talent. And again, you see the big miss. Knockdown number 4, that was clever to the body from Kroger.
And Talent's just stolen so much, he's getting tired. Winging these shots. But look, he's just waving his blade. He's going to come with a big, powerful shot. Kroger, be smart.
See how that's ruled by Kerry Hatley, ruled as a slip.
Here we go. Let's go.
So referee from Hatley is expected. There's the 1-2. Counter right hand. That is a clean knockdown. And the 5th of this fight recorded by Trayvon Kroger.
Talent's just ready.
That was ruled as a slip. So still at 4 knockdowns. Right hand. Hand touches. That's ruled as a slip by Hatley.
That's it.
That's a clean knockdown. Left hook to the body.
You can just see the Talent, it's out of him right now. I don't know if he wants to keep going. Nope.
Shaking his head now is Jared Talent, and that is a phenomenal BKFC debut for Trayvon Kroger.
And Kroger showed me a lot. He showed me his offense, but he also showed me that guy has a chin. He can take some massive shots, and it didn't faze him. He's going to want to tighten up that defense, but he showed he has that chin when he needs it.
Jared Talent showed tremendous heart and character. He was bombing with the right hand, but Trayvon Kroger on point with his range, his accuracy, and his punch placement.
Just so many hard shots landed. Those weren't there, but there was a lot of hard shots.
That's what happens. Trayvon Kroger just made BKFC's featherweight division, which is ultra deep, that much deeper. The 25-year-old from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 6-0 in his pro boxing career, and now 1-0 in bare knuckle fighting championship.
Sean, it's not just his toughness, it's his length, his size. He's got the physical attributes to be really good at this weight class, and he just showed me he can take a good punch. This guy, he could be a lot of problems for people.
Trayvon Kroger told us my only real concern with Jared Talent are his big overhands. Talent continued to whip those overhands, but excellent head movement, great pulls, great lateral movement from Kroger, largely negating the overhands, and he continued to land his long, straight punches. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight comes to end with our referee in charge, Kerry Hatley, reaching the count of 10 at 1 minute 20 seconds into round number 2. For your winner by KO, Trayvon Kid Cobra Kroger.
And Josh Dyer continued to tell us this guy's very good. He's going to be a problem for a lot of people. And Sean, I'm starting to believe him.
3 knockdowns recorded by Trayvon Kroger versus Jared Talent in round number 1. And then 2 knockdowns recorded by Kroger to the finish in round number 2. The winner by way of second round knockout, Trayvon Kroger defeats Jared Talent.
And we are live from the Astro here in Omaha, Nebraska. BKFC Fight Night Omaha is brought to you by Bucked Up, OnlyFans, Rasha, and the world's creamiest stout, Forged Irish Stout. And we are here in Omaha, Nebraska, here in the Astro, in what has already been a very entertaining preview this is what it's all about. If you're just tuning in, you got to get the app, right? The BKFC app. Get it free on any app store. It's $7.99. And not only are you going to get the entire night tonight, well, you're going to get the incredible archives that come with it. Part of those archives, of course, was the very special night that was Dubai. 2-night extravaganza just 2 weeks ago. We talked about it at the top of the show, and it really was monumental. Some of the things that happened in Dubai, of course, if you get the app, you can watch the entire thing. 4 world title fights, all kinds of surprises, a fight of the year candidate, and just all the bells and whistles that you attribute with Dubai. That's what you got. Incredible night in Dubai. And of course, you know, I would love to bring in our guys here. Let's bring in our commentary team, Sean Wheelock and Chris Lights Out Lytle. Gentlemen, you know, when you take a look at Dubai, the experience that it was, long trip over there, the lap of luxury, there were some incredible moments, some incredible fights. And Sean, let's just talk about night one. Britain Hart has been wanting to be the face of this company for so incredibly long. She's homegrown, she's been tremendous, and I think she put on a performance against Ty Emery that was very, very breathtaking.
It was a phenomenal co-main event on night number one. Britain Hart, the American, Ty Emery, the Australian, 2 of 23 total nations represented over our 2-night BKFC extravaganza in Dubai. Ty Emery showed her heart, and Britain Hart, I think, really showed her bare-knuckle striking acumen, Chris.
And Sean, at the beginning, before this fight, I thought if there's anybody who could beat Britt Hart, it's Ty Emery. She's powerful, she's strong. I've seen her fight several times, but man, I mean, Britt Hart just showed me why she is the queen of bare-knuckle. Every time she got hit, she answered with 2, 3 punches. Talk about being a dog. Every time this girl fights, she impresses me. That was a next level performance. But man, getting hit by Ty Emery, coming back the way she did, that was impressive.
The 3 judges' scorecards had it 5-0, 3-2, and 3-2. So Britain Hart definitely won the fight, but Ty Emery won 2 of the 5 rounds on 2 of the 3 judges' scorecards. An outstanding performance by Ty Emery, an A++ from Britain Hart, and now 4 title defenses of the BKFC Women's 115-pound World Championship.
Well, you know, Ty Emery knows how to get a lot of fans, right, in multiple ways, and she definitely did in that fight. But, you know, Britain Hart, another homegrown talent, and, you know, night 2 was headline main evented by another guy that we've seen come up through this company, being Kai Stewart. King Kai Stewart defended once again against Tommy Stratum. You know, Chris, we talk about how incredibly talented Kai Stewart is. He continues to level up his game every time we see him in action.
Been so impressive. This guy started off as a wrestler. He could come in, he could do a lot of inside, pushing people around, wearing people down. That's what he did. However, he's changed. He's matured. He's turned into a bare-knuckle fighter, in and out the entire time. You cannot find anybody like him. How do you train against this guy? You bring in a guy, fight like Kai Stewart. They can't do it. It's impossible. He changes angles. Look at beautiful hands behind the back, getting his head just out of the way. He waits for the right time. He explodes it on you. He throws hard shots. He makes you pay the entire time and wears you down. That could have been called knockdown, not caught in love, but man, he was furious about it. This guy always in your face, weaponizing pace like nobody we've seen. He wears you down. I don't care what kind of shape you're in. He's gonna tire you out. That's what he does. He says he breaks everybody. He does. He actually mentally breaks people by wearing them down.
Cyrus, for me, he is BKFC 2.0. If you think about Kai Stewart, he's 1-0 in pro MMA. He wrestled at the NAIA level, but he has truly found his sport in BKFC. No one in the world, not just promotionally in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, but the entire world of bare knuckle fighting, fights anywhere close to what Kai Stewart does. The level changes, the switch of stances, the entries in and out. He has blended MMA with folk style wrestling into modern bare knuckle fighting.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, you know, the fight of the year candidate that happened on night 1, Sabaho Masi and Johnny Tello. And Sean, we know Johnny Tello's coach John Nutt very well. Like, he's very well known. And he kept telling us, you know, watch out for Johnny Tello. Watch out for Johnny Tello. He's going to shock a lot of people. Man, oh man, did he shock people. That fight was one of the best that we've ever had in BKFC.
Cyrus, you know, when you teach judging, and this is in boxing, this is in MMA, and this is in bare knuckle, when you look at 10-9s, you say there are close 10-9s, moderate and wide. Those are decisive 10-9s. Rounds 1 and 2 for Sabah Homasi. Those were decisive. Those were wide 10-9s. And then Johnny Tello took over in round 3. A knockdown of Sabah Homasi in round 3. A knockdown of Sabah Homasi in round number 4.
So I'm not going to lie, during the first 2 rounds, I felt like this is almost embarrassing. This isn't even a fair fight. Homasi's just going to dominate this. And he was killing. I mean, I was really impressed with Tello's ability to take a punch, but that was about it. It wasn't until the 3rd round when he came to life and he really started dominating the fight. And you could just see that Homasi put so much into those first few rounds trying to knock him out. He was done. I was really impressed with Homasi's ability to finish this fight. He was so tired. He was so gassed. He was getting hit by everything that Tello had. It was an amazing fight. I can't remember any fight where we've seen it go so one-way side and then switch over to the other side. Neither guy really quit. It was an amazing fight the entire time. You talked about fight-of-the-year candidate. Absolutely. That swing back and forth was amazing. And just look at Homasi. He gets dead tired, but he made it to the end. That was a truly special fight.
It was a movie, guys. It was truly a movie, and you can relive that movie on the BKFC app. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I know we're about to get into the meat and potatoes of this card here in Omaha. Now, next week, well, we're going back across the pond again. BKFC 73 in Italy. There's a lot of ways to watch BKFC. This one going to be live on the DAZN app. We have the Cruiserweight Championship bout. It's Chris Camozzi defending against Andrea Bicchi on about 2 weeks' notice. They're calling it a straight-up Rocky story out of Italy. Big-time underdog story for Andrea Bicchi. Can he get it done right there in his hometown? Then you got Sweeney and Franco as well. I'll tell you what, they usually do a lot of big announcements on the Bare Knuckle Show, but we're about to do one right now. June 14th, we are going back to the world-famous Mohegan Sun BKFC 74. It's going to be on the BKFC app. And another big announcement. Oh, baby. Oh, man. We are going to Fort Worth, Texas. June 21st. We are live, we are legal, and we are going to go crazy in Texas. That is June 21st. Back-to-back weekends. Incredible stuff. And we're going to wrap up the month in the UK. We're going back to Birmingham. Another great night in the UK. June 28th. Man, April, May, June. Incredible. Oh, wait, we got one in July. I'm going to give you one right now. In July, we are going back to Hollywood, our home away from home, at the Seminole Hard Rock. Perdomo and Adams, July 12th. The biggest fight in Perdomo's career. Adams on the comeback trail, former champion. Wow, that's all on the BKFC app. Are you kidding me? That is what you get on the BKFC app. That is where you're going to get this fight tonight and this main event. Dakota Cochrane is on an incredible roll. 4-0, stoppages, and he feels like he has a rightful spot against our middleweight champion, Dave Mundell. But it's not going to be an easy night because he's taking on another man, undefeated in the BKFC, Marcus Edwards. Marcus Edwards is 3-0. He feels like he should be next in line. A lot of people wanting the Rednecks title. Tonight, we may find out who that #1 contendership is. Folks, if you haven't got it yet, $7.99 BKFC app. Do not miss it. Folks, it all happens in just moments here in Omaha.
It's not just a fight. When you step into the ring, it's a test of will, strength, and guts. BKFC is raw combat at its peak. And to dominate, you need fuel that pushes you beyond your limits. Booked Up delivers with the BKFC pre-workout and energy drink, packed with energy, focus, and strength. It's a bloody game changer. Ready to unleash your inner fighter? Booked Up. BKFC. Let's go.
Welcome to BKFC!
Blackout Coffee, the official coffee company of BKFC. Strong and never bitter. Small batch roasted, founded on American values.
Blackout coffee, baby. I'm not gonna sip it. That's delicious, bro.
Drink Blackout Coffee. Visit www.blackoutcoffee.com to learn more.
Something that I work on throughout my camp. It's called the Raja. It's super key for me. It's really helped me.
My name is Dr. Jair Rivera-Dehenia. RASHA stands for Reciprocal Antenna System for Holographic Activation. Key benefits that athletes can receive is stress relief, relaxation, reduce inflammation, less performance anxiety. If you're interested in upgrading your performance, come visit us at therasha.com or our Instagram.
In the middleweight division, Sean Wilson versus Jordan Christensen. Our tale of the tape is presented by Rasha.
2-inch height advantage for Christensen, 3-inch reach. That's not that much, but he wants to utilize that. He knows Wilson's coming throwing bombs. He's got to make him pay for trying to get close.
9 fights in BKFC for Jordan Christensen, including July of last year when he defeated Riley Pellegrino by second-round TKO.
And just the constant professional is Jordan Christensen. Doesn't get rattled, doesn't get out of position, hands up the entire time, waits for his time, pushes you around when he needs to, does exactly what a professional does, understands this sport very well. This is his 10th fight, Sean. You expect him to come in and put on a good performance.
This is fight number 10 in BKFC for Jordan Christensen. He's also had 5 pro MMA bouts. Christensen told us at our fighter meeting, I want to be extremely active throughout this bout. I will always move my feet, high volume of punches coming forward.
We cannot let his opponent plant his feet. He's a heavy hitter, so he wants to make sure